Hey, what's up guys? Gonna make a quick little video on how to grease the motor on the BBSHD and grease the gears. There's about a million videos out there on YouTube of how to do this, but maybe you end up seeing mine and watching this one. So I'm just gonna do it. I did my Buzzroar X the other day, so I'm gonna make a quick video on how to do this on the RX. You want to start by removing your crank arm and then taking your chainring off. You're probably going to need a crank puller to take your crank arm off. Make sure the crank puller is in all the way. Once you got your crank arm off, take your chainring off. Once you got your chainring off, you want to remove these screws here around the outside. Make sure you don't lose any screws, otherwise you're screwed. And then just slowly wiggle this piece off. And this one's a lot tighter than the last one, but there we go. Wait a minute. The whole bottom bracket is wanting to slide out for some reason. Oh, there we go. Make sure the gasket stays on in one piece. As you can see, it comes with a little bit of grease, but this God knows what grease it is, some weird black stuff. You want to fill it up with like Mobil 28 or SCH 100 if you can't get Mobil 28. So we'll try and get a little bit of this stuff out now and then pack it with Mobil 28. You can check the inside of the motor to make sure nothing's wrong with the gears or anything. Okay, so I'm going to clean some of this old grease out with a chopstick and then load her up with Mobil 28. You kind of want to use gloves if you have them, which I don't. This is probably going to be a greasy situation. It was yesterday when I did my other one. I don't think you really need to take this out, but I'm just going to get the most of it off. Okay, so take your Mobil 28 and then load her up. I'm just using this little wooden spoon here. Try not to get it on the inside there, because that's where your sensor senses it moving around. You really just want it on the outsides there. Rub it in a little bit. I've seen some guy put shitloads of grease in there. I'm not going to go quite to that extreme, but quite a bit on. As you can see, I'm making a mess here, getting it in the middle almost. Okay, I think that's plenty enough. I'm just going to try and wipe up that little bit I got on the middle there, the sensor part. Maybe a Q-tip's better so I don't smudge it. Put a little bit in the middle there as well for the clutch, I guess. Okay, once it looks a little bit something like that, you want to take the clutch gear out and make sure you put it in directly the way you take it out. And I have some just explaining that right, but take the clutch gear out and make sure you put it in the right way, basically. The same way you took it off. If you don't put it in now, it's a bit of a pain in the ass to get it back on later. Now we're just going to line it up and slide it on and give it a little wiggle, and it should be in place. There's probably going to be grease squirting out the side of the gasket. Wouldn't really worry about it too much, just to clean it off later. And just give the crank arm a little turn on the other side and it'll like half slide on, and then there we go, fully in place. Just give the crank arm a little turn on the other side just to engage the clutch into the right position, and then you should see it sat in place properly. There's grease squirting out everywhere, but we'll tighten it up first and then clean the grease off later, because there's going to be more squirting out. And it's really just as simple as that, I think, when it comes to greasing the gears on your BBSHD. The most difficult part is trying not to get loads of fucking grease on the center of the where the sensor spins, and just putting it back on, but really it's not that difficult at all. And that's it. Once you tighten them up, clean the grease off, and then put your chain ring and crank arms back on. I wouldn't over tighten it, just give it a pinch, because you want to be able to get them off later and you don't want them fuckers snapping in there. And that's it. That's a little video on how to grease the BBSD. I hope it helped. It'd be cool if you could leave a like, comment, subscribe, and catch you in the next one. Peace.